Welcome back to Drowsy Tales Daily. Tonight I have 33 incredible stories from Reddit about technology company frauds and software deceptions where dishonest tech companies, software developers, and digital service providers deliberately betrayed customer trust through subscription scams, data theft, feature manipulation, and phantom updates that turned essential digital services into costly nightmares and violated consumer protection standards. Our first story comes from software users who discovered their software company was charging users for features that were already included in basic plans, creating artificial feature tiers and premium billing while all functionality was available in standard installations despite subscription agreements and feature documentation that indicated separate premium services and advanced functionality according to software licensing standards and customer protection requirements. The hidden feature operation involved targeted billing manipulation and feature concealment while maintaining enough legitimate software development to avoid immediate detection by software oversight and licensing monitoring that relied on honest feature distribution and transparent pricing for customer protection and software industry integrity. The company had been particularly focused on hiding advanced features and professional tools while ensuring that feature fraud would be concealed through false tier documentation and manipulated licensing records that would justify premium billing despite actual software capabilities that contradicted pricing claims according to software fraud concealment and customer exploitation techniques. The scheme extended to creating false feature limitation records and tier documentation while coordinating hidden features with billing protocols to maximize subscription revenue while concealing actual software functionality and feature availability that would affect customer value and software usage based on honest software practices and transparent feature distribution. The company had also been manipulating software procedures and feature verification processes to maintain billing fraud while avoiding software oversight and licensing monitoring that would reveal feature manipulation and billing violations that violated customer protection and software industry integrity standards. The hidden feature fraud was discovered when users investigated software code and discovered unlocked functionality, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and feature manipulation that violated software licensing regulations and customer protection standards. Our second story comes from users who discovered their tech startup was billing customers for cloud storage while actually deleting uploaded files, charging monthly storage fees while removing user data to save server costs and storage expenses despite cloud agreements and data protection procedures that guaranteed file preservation and secure storage according to cloud service standards and data protection requirements. The file deletion operation involved targeted data destruction and storage manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate cloud services to avoid immediate detection by cloud oversight and data monitoring that relied on honest file preservation and storage protection for customer protection and cloud industry integrity. The startup had been particularly focused on deleting large files and multimedia content while ensuring that deletion fraud would be concealed through false storage reports and manipulated usage records that would indicate file preservation despite actual data destruction that violated storage agreements according to cloud fraud concealment and customer data loss techniques. The scheme extended to creating false backup records and storage documentation while coordinating file deletion with billing protocols to minimize storage costs while concealing actual data preservation and file security that would affect customer data integrity and cloud reliability based on honest cloud practices and guaranteed file preservation. The startup had also been manipulating storage procedures and data verification processes to maintain deletion fraud while avoiding cloud oversight and data monitoring that would reveal file manipulation and storage violations that violated customer protection and cloud industry integrity standards. The file deletion fraud was discovered when users investigated missing files and discovered deletion evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive cloud fraud and data manipulation that violated cloud service regulations and data protection standards. Our third story comes from app users who discovered their app developer was selling user personal data to marketing companies without consent, harvesting contact information and usage patterns while profiting from customer privacy violations despite privacy agreements and data protection procedures that guaranteed information security and user consent requirements according to data privacy standards and consumer protection requirements. The data selling operation involved targeted privacy violation and information exploitation while maintaining enough legitimate app functionality to avoid immediate detection by privacy oversight and data monitoring that relied on honest data handling and user consent compliance for customer protection and app industry integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on selling valuable demographic information and behavioral data while ensuring that data fraud would be concealed through false privacy policies and manipulated consent documentation that would indicate user agreement despite actual data usage that violated privacy standards according to app fraud concealment and customer exploitation techniques. The scheme extended to creating false consent records and privacy documentation while coordinating data selling with marketing revenue protocols to maximize information profits while concealing actual data usage and privacy violations that would affect customer trust and personal security based on honest app practices and privacy protection procedures. The developer had also been manipulating privacy procedures and consent verification processes to maintain selling fraud while avoiding privacy oversight and data monitoring that would reveal data manipulation and privacy violations that violated customer protection and app industry integrity standards. The data selling fraud was discovered when users investigated marketing contacts and discovered app data connections, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive app fraud and privacy manipulation that violated data protection regulations and privacy standards. Our fourth story comes from software users who discovered their software company was releasing fake security updates that installed tracking malware, distributing malicious code disguised as security patches while compromising user devices and stealing personal information despite update agreements and security procedures that guaranteed legitimate updates and device protection according to software security standards and customer safety requirements. The malware distribution operation involved targeted security manipulation and device compromise while maintaining enough legitimate software updates to avoid immediate detection by security oversight and malware monitoring that relied on honest update distribution and device protection for customer safety and software industry integrity. The company had been particularly focused on installing keyloggers and data harvesting tools while ensuring that malware fraud would be concealed through false security documentation and manipulated update records that would indicate legitimate security patches despite actual malware installation that violated device security according to software fraud concealment and customer endangerment techniques. The scheme extended to creating false security testing reports and update documentation while coordinating malware distribution with data collection protocols to maximize information harvesting while concealing actual update content and security violations that would affect customer device security and personal privacy based on honest software practices and legitimate security updates. The company had also been manipulating update procedures and security verification processes to maintain malware fraud while avoiding security oversight and malware monitoring that would reveal update manipulation and security violations that violated customer protection and software industry integrity standards. The malware distribution fraud was discovered when users investigated device behavior and discovered malicious software evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and security manipulation that violated software security regulations and customer protection standards. Our fifth story comes from customers who discovered their tech service provider was billing for premium support while providing automated responses, charging for human technical assistance while using chatbots and automated systems that never addressed customer problems despite support agreements and service procedures that guaranteed professional assistance and problem resolution according to technical support standards and customer service requirements. The automated support operation involved targeted service manipulation and assistance fraud while maintaining enough legitimate customer interaction to avoid immediate detection by service oversight and support monitoring that relied on honest technical assistance and problem resolution for customer protection and service industry integrity. The provider had been particularly focused on billing premium rates for complex technical issues while ensuring that support fraud would be concealed through false interaction records and manipulated assistance documentation that would indicate human support despite actual automated responses that failed to resolve problems according to service fraud concealment and customer abandonment techniques. The scheme extended to creating false support session records and assistance documentation while coordinating automated responses with premium billing protocols to maximize support revenue while concealing actual service delivery and problem resolution that would affect customer satisfaction and technical solutions based on honest service practices and professional technical assistance. The provider had also been manipulating support procedures and assistance verification processes to maintain automation fraud while avoiding service oversight and support monitoring that would reveal assistance manipulation and service violations that violated customer protection and service industry integrity standards. The automated support fraud was discovered when customers investigated response patterns and discovered chatbot evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive service fraud and support manipulation that violated technical support regulations and customer service standards. Our sixth story comes from mobile users who discovered their app company was charging subscription fees while secretly recording user conversations, billing for premium app features while harvesting private audio data for commercial purposes and privacy violations despite subscription agreements and privacy procedures that guaranteed feature access without surveillance according to mobile app standards and privacy protection requirements. The conversation recording operation involved targeted privacy violation and surveillance fraud while maintaining enough legitimate app functionality to avoid immediate detection by privacy oversight and surveillance monitoring that relied on honest app behavior and privacy compliance for customer protection and mobile industry integrity. The company had been particularly focused on recording sensitive conversations and personal discussions while ensuring that surveillance fraud would be concealed through false privacy policies and manipulated app permissions that would indicate standard functionality despite actual recording activities that violated privacy standards according to app fraud concealment and customer surveillance techniques. The scheme extended to creating false privacy compliance records and permission documentation while coordinating conversation recording with data monetization protocols to maximize surveillance profits while concealing actual app behavior and privacy violations that would affect customer trust and personal security based on honest app practices and privacy protection procedures. The company had also been manipulating app procedures and privacy verification processes to maintain recording fraud while avoiding privacy oversight and surveillance monitoring that would reveal surveillance manipulation and privacy violations that violated customer protection and mobile industry integrity standards. The conversation recording fraud was discovered when users investigated app permissions and discovered audio surveillance evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive mobile fraud and privacy manipulation that violated privacy regulations and app industry standards. Our seventh story comes from software customers who discovered their software developer was promising lifetime licenses, then converting them to monthly subscriptions, changing licensing terms retroactively while forcing customers into recurring payments despite original purchase agreements and licensing procedures that guaranteed permanent software access and ownership according to software licensing standards and customer protection requirements. The license conversion operation involved targeted contract manipulation and billing fraud while maintaining enough legitimate software support to avoid immediate detection by licensing oversight and contract monitoring that relied on honest licensing terms and agreement compliance for customer protection and software industry integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on converting expensive professional software licenses while ensuring that conversion fraud would be justified through false terms modifications and manipulated licensing documentation that would indicate agreement changes despite original licensing terms that guaranteed lifetime access according to software fraud concealment and customer exploitation techniques. The scheme extended to creating false license modification records and terms documentation while coordinating license conversion with subscription billing protocols to maximize recurring revenue while concealing actual licensing agreements and ownership rights that would affect customer software access and financial obligations based on honest licensing practices and permanent software ownership. The developer had also been manipulating licensing procedures and agreement verification processes to maintain conversion fraud while avoiding licensing oversight and contract monitoring that would reveal license manipulation and agreement violations that violated customer protection and software industry integrity standards. The license conversion fraud was discovered when customers investigated original agreements and discovered retroactive changes evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and licensing manipulation that violated software licensing regulations and contract standards. Our eighth story comes from customers who discovered their tech company was billing customers for bandwidth usage that was never actually consumed, charging for data transfer and network usage while monitoring revealed minimal actual bandwidth consumption despite service agreements and usage procedures that guaranteed accurate billing and consumption measurement according to network service standards and billing accuracy requirements. The phantom bandwidth operation involved targeted billing manipulation and usage fraud while maintaining enough legitimate network services to avoid immediate detection by network oversight and billing monitoring that relied on honest usage measurement and accurate billing for customer protection and network industry integrity. The company had been particularly focused on billing for expensive peak usage and premium bandwidth while ensuring that billing fraud would be concealed through false usage reports and manipulated consumption records that would justify bandwidth charges despite actual usage patterns that contradicted billing claims according to network fraud concealment and customer exploitation techniques. The scheme extended to creating false bandwidth monitoring records and usage documentation while coordinating phantom billing with network service protocols to maximize bandwidth revenue, while concealing actual data consumption and network usage that would affect customer costs and service value based on honest network practices and accurate usage billing. The company had also been manipulating network procedures and usage verification processes to maintain billing fraud while avoiding network oversight and billing monitoring that would reveal usage manipulation and billing violations that violated customer protection and network industry integrity standards. The phantom bandwidth fraud was discovered when customers investigated actual usage and discovered consumption discrepancies, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive network fraud and billing manipulation that violated network service regulations and billing accuracy standards. Our ninth story comes from app users who discovered their app developer was creating fake user reviews to boost download rankings and sales, generating artificial positive ratings and testimonials while manipulating App Store algorithms and customer perception despite review policies and rating procedures that guaranteed authentic user feedback and honest app evaluation according to App Store standards and review integrity requirements. The fake review operation involved targeted rating manipulation and review fraud while maintaining enough legitimate app functionality to avoid immediate detection by App Store oversight and review monitoring that relied on honest user feedback and authentic ratings for customer protection and App Store integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on creating 5-star reviews and glowing testimonials while ensuring that review fraud would be concealed through false user accounts and manipulated rating patterns that would boost app visibility despite actual app quality that contradicted review claims according to app fraud concealment and customer deception techniques. The scheme extended to creating false user account records and review documentation while coordinating fake reviews with app promotion protocols to maximize download numbers while concealing actual app quality and user satisfaction that would affect customer download decisions and app success based on honest app practices and authentic user feedback. The developer had also been manipulating review procedures and rating verification processes to maintain review fraud while avoiding App Store oversight and review monitoring that would reveal review manipulation and rating violations that violated customer protection and App Store integrity standards. The fake review fraud was discovered when users investigated review patterns and discovered artificial rating evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive app fraud and review manipulation that violated App Store regulations and review integrity standards. Our 10th story comes from customers who discovered their software company was charging for technical support calls that were never answered, billing for customer service and troubleshooting assistance while maintaining phone systems that automatically disconnected calls despite support agreements and service procedures that guaranteed accessible assistance and problem resolution according to customer support standards and service availability requirements. The unanswered call operation involved targeted service avoidance and billing fraud while maintaining enough legitimate support infrastructure to avoid immediate detection by service oversight and support monitoring that relied on honest customer assistance and call resolution for customer protection and support industry integrity. The company had been particularly focused on billing for expensive technical support and premium assistance while ensuring that call fraud would be concealed through false call logging and manipulated support records that would indicate attempted assistance, despite actual call handling that prevented customer contact according to support fraud concealment and customer abandonment techniques. The scheme extended to creating false call attempt records and support documentation while coordinating call avoidance with billing protocols to maximize support revenue while concealing actual service availability and customer assistance that would affect customer problem resolution and service satisfaction based on honest support practices and accessible customer service. The company had also been manipulating support procedures and call verification processes to maintain avoidance fraud while avoiding service oversight and support monitoring that would reveal call manipulation and service violations that violated customer protection and support industry integrity standards. The unanswered call fraud was discovered when customers investigated call patterns and discovered disconnection evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive support fraud and service manipulation that violated customer support regulations and service availability standards. Our 11th story comes from customers who discovered their tech startup was billing for enterprise features while delivering basic consumer software, charging premium prices for professional functionality while providing limited capabilities and consumer-level tools despite enterprise agreements and feature specifications that guaranteed advanced functionality and professional software according to enterprise software standards and business solution requirements. The enterprise feature operation involved targeted functionality fraud and capability manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate software development to avoid immediate detection by enterprise oversight and software monitoring that relied on honest feature delivery and professional functionality for customer protection and enterprise software integrity. The startup had been particularly focused on billing for advanced collaboration tools and enterprise security features while ensuring that feature fraud would be concealed through false capability documentation and manipulated software records that would indicate professional functionality despite actual software limitations that violated enterprise requirements according to software fraud concealment and customer deception techniques. The scheme extended to creating false enterprise testing records and capability documentation while coordinating feature fraud with enterprise billing protocols to maximize professional software revenue, while concealing actual software capabilities and functionality limitations that would affect customer business operations and software value based on honest software practices and enterprise-level functionality delivery. The startup had also been manipulating software procedures and feature verification processes to maintain capability fraud while avoiding enterprise oversight and software monitoring that would reveal feature manipulation and capability violations that violated customer protection and enterprise software integrity standards. The enterprise feature fraud was discovered when customers investigated software capabilities and discovered functionality limitations, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and feature manipulation that violated enterprise software regulations and business solution standards. Our 12th story comes from mobile users who discovered their mobile app developer was harvesting contact lists and selling them to spam companies, extracting personal contact information while monetizing customer privacy violations and enabling unwanted marketing despite privacy agreements and data protection procedures that guaranteed contact security and information protection, according to mobile privacy standards and data security requirements. The contact harvesting operation involved targeted privacy violation and data exploitation while maintaining enough legitimate app functionality to avoid immediate detection by privacy oversight and data monitoring that relied on honest contact handling and privacy compliance for customer protection and mobile industry integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on extracting valuable business contacts and personal networks while ensuring that harvesting fraud would be concealed through false privacy policies and manipulated permission requests that would indicate standard functionality despite actual data extraction that violated privacy standards according to app fraud concealment and customer exploitation techniques. The scheme extended to creating false privacy compliance records and contact documentation while coordinating contact harvesting with spam revenue protocols to maximize data profits while concealing actual contact usage and privacy violations that would affect customer trust and personal security based on honest app practices and contact protection procedures. The developer had also been manipulating app procedures and privacy verification processes to maintain harvesting fraud while avoiding privacy oversight and data monitoring that would reveal contact manipulation and privacy violations that violated customer protection and mobile industry integrity standards. The contact harvesting fraud was discovered when users investigated spam sources and discovered app data connections, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive mobile fraud and privacy manipulation that violated data protection regulations and mobile privacy standards. Our 13th story comes from software users who discovered their software company was charging licensing fees for open-source programs available for free, repackaging freely available software while billing customers for proprietary licenses and premium access despite open-source licensing and distribution requirements that guaranteed free access and community usage according to open-source standards and software freedom requirements. The open-source billing operation involved targeted licensing fraud and distribution manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate software development to avoid immediate detection by open-source oversight and licensing monitoring that relied on honest license compliance and free distribution for community protection and open-source integrity. The company had been particularly focused on repackaging popular open-source tools and development frameworks while ensuring that licensing fraud would be concealed through false proprietary claims and manipulated software documentation that would justify commercial billing despite actual open-source status that guaranteed free access according to software fraud concealment and community exploitation techniques. The scheme extended to creating false proprietary development records and licensing documentation while coordinating open-source billing with commercial software protocols to maximize licensing revenue, while concealing actual software origins and distribution rights that would affect customer software costs and access rights based on honest software practices and open-source compliance procedures. The company had also been manipulating software procedures and licensing verification processes to maintain billing fraud while avoiding open-source oversight and licensing monitoring that would reveal licensing manipulation and distribution violations that violated community protection and open-source integrity standards. The open-source billing fraud was discovered when users investigated software origins and discovered free alternatives, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and licensing manipulation that violated open-source regulations and software freedom standards. Our 14th story comes from customers who discovered their tech service provider was billing for data backup services while never storing user files, charging for cloud backup and data protection while maintaining empty storage systems that provided no actual backup functionality despite backup agreements and data protection procedures that guaranteed file preservation and disaster recovery according to backup service standards and data security requirements. The phantom backup operation involved targeted service fraud and data manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate service infrastructure to avoid immediate detection by backup oversight and data monitoring that relied on honest file storage and backup protection for customer protection and backup industry integrity. The provider had been particularly focused on billing for expensive automated backups and enterprise data protection while ensuring that backup fraud would be concealed through false storage reports and manipulated backup records that would indicate file preservation despite actual storage systems that contained no customer data according to backup fraud concealment and customer data loss techniques. The scheme extended to creating false backup verification records and storage documentation while coordinating phantom backup with service billing protocols to maximize backup revenue while concealing actual data storage and file protection that would affect customer data security and disaster recovery based on honest backup practices and guaranteed file preservation. The provider had also been manipulating backup procedures and storage verification processes to maintain service fraud while avoiding backup oversight and data monitoring that would reveal backup manipulation and storage violations that violated customer protection and backup industry integrity standards. The phantom backup fraud was discovered when customers investigated data recovery and discovered missing backup evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive backup fraud and storage manipulation that violated backup service regulations and data protection standards. Our 15th story comes from app users who discovered their app developer was charging for premium features that were deliberately disabled after purchase, selling advanced functionality while remotely deactivating purchased features to force additional purchases despite purchase agreements and feature access procedures that guaranteed permanent feature availability and functionality access according to mobile app standards and purchase protection requirements. The feature disabling operation involved targeted functionality manipulation and purchase fraud while maintaining enough legitimate app functionality to avoid immediate detection by app oversight and purchase monitoring that relied on honest feature delivery and permanent access for customer protection and app industry integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on disabling expensive productivity features and professional tools while ensuring that disabling fraud would be justified through false technical explanations and manipulated app documentation that would indicate temporary issues despite actual feature removal that violated purchase agreements according to app fraud concealment and customer exploitation techniques. The scheme extended to creating false technical issue reports and feature documentation while coordinating feature disabling with repurchase promotion protocols to maximize recurring revenue while concealing actual feature availability and purchase rights that would affect customer app functionality and financial obligations based on honest app practices and permanent feature delivery. The developer had also been manipulating app procedures and feature verification processes to maintain disabling fraud while avoiding app oversight and purchase monitoring that would reveal feature manipulation and purchase violations that violated customer protection and app industry integrity standards. The feature disabling fraud was discovered when users investigated feature access and discovered deliberate deactivation evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive app fraud and feature manipulation that violated mobile app regulations and purchase protection standards. Our 16th story comes from software customers who discovered their software company was billing customers for multi-device access while limiting to single devices, charging for cross-platform functionality and device synchronization while enforcing restrictive device limits that prevented multi-device usage despite licensing agreements and access procedures that guaranteed multi-device compatibility and cross-platform access according to software licensing standards and device access requirements. The device limitation operation involved targeted access manipulation and licensing fraud while maintaining enough legitimate software functionality to avoid immediate detection by licensing oversight and access monitoring that relied on honest device compatibility and multi-platform access for customer protection and software industry integrity. The company had been particularly focused on limiting access for expensive professional software and productivity tools while ensuring that limitation fraud would be concealed through false licensing documentation and manipulated access records that would indicate device restrictions despite actual licensing terms that guaranteed multi-device access according to software fraud concealment and customer restriction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false device policy records and access documentation while coordinating device limitation with licensing billing protocols to force additional license purchases while concealing actual access rights and device compatibility that would affect customer software usage and licensing costs based on honest software practices and multi-device access delivery. The company had also been manipulating licensing procedures and device verification processes to maintain limitation fraud while avoiding licensing oversight and access monitoring that would reveal access manipulation and licensing violations that violated customer protection and software industry integrity standards. The device limitation fraud was discovered when customers investigated licensing terms and discovered access restriction evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and access manipulation that violated software licensing regulations and device access standards. Our 17th story comes from users who discovered their tech startup was charging for collaboration tools while providing broken sharing functionality, billing for team features and collaborative workspaces while maintaining software systems that failed to enable proper sharing and teamwork despite collaboration agreements and functionality procedures that guaranteed working team tools and sharing capabilities, according to collaboration software standards and team productivity requirements. The broken collaboration operation involved targeted functionality fraud and team tool manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate software features to avoid immediate detection by collaboration oversight and functionality monitoring that relied on honest team tool delivery and sharing functionality for customer protection and collaboration software integrity. The startup had been particularly focused on billing for expensive team management and enterprise collaboration features while ensuring that functionality fraud would be concealed through false feature documentation and manipulated collaboration records that would indicate working team tools despite actual software limitations that prevented effective collaboration according to software fraud concealment and team productivity destruction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false collaboration testing records and functionality documentation while coordinating broken features with team billing protocols to maximize collaboration revenue, while concealing actual software functionality and team tool effectiveness that would affect customer productivity and collaborative work based on honest software practices and working collaboration tool delivery. The startup had also been manipulating software procedures and collaboration verification processes to maintain functionality fraud while avoiding collaboration oversight and functionality monitoring that would reveal collaboration manipulation and team tool violations that violated customer protection and collaboration software integrity standards. The broken collaboration fraud was discovered when teams investigated sharing functionality and discovered collaboration failure evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and collaboration manipulation that violated collaboration software regulations and team productivity standards. Our 18th story comes from mobile users who discovered their mobile app company was billing for ad-free experiences while continuing to display advertisements, charging premium subscription fees for advertisement removal while maintaining advertising systems that continued showing commercials and promotional content despite subscription agreements and ad-free procedures that guaranteed advertising removal and clean user experience according to mobile app standards and subscription service requirements. The continued advertising operation involved targeted subscription fraud and advertising manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate app functionality to avoid immediate detection by subscription oversight and advertising monitoring that relied on honest ad removal and subscription service delivery for customer protection and mobile app integrity. The company had been particularly focused on billing for premium ad-free subscriptions while ensuring that advertising fraud would be concealed through false ad removal documentation and manipulated subscription records that would indicate advertisement elimination despite actual advertising systems that continued displaying promotional content according to app fraud concealment and customer subscription deception techniques. The scheme extended to creating false ad blocking records and subscription documentation while coordinating continued advertising with subscription billing protocols to maximize advertising and subscription revenue while concealing actual ad removal and subscription benefits that would affect customer app experience and subscription value based on honest app practices and advertisement removal delivery. The company had also been manipulating subscription procedures and advertising verification processes to maintain advertising fraud while avoiding subscription oversight and advertising monitoring that would reveal advertising manipulation and subscription violations that violated customer protection and mobile app integrity standards. The continued advertising fraud was discovered when subscribers investigated ad display and discovered continued advertisement evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive mobile app fraud and subscription manipulation that violated mobile app regulations and subscription service standards. Our 19th story comes from software users who discovered their software developer was charging for software updates that introduced bugs and security vulnerabilities, billing customers for version improvements while delivering unstable software that created new problems and security risks despite update agreements and quality procedures that guaranteed improved functionality and enhanced security according to software development standards and update quality requirements. The buggy update operation involved targeted quality manipulation and update fraud while maintaining enough legitimate software development to avoid immediate detection by software oversight and quality monitoring that relied on honest update delivery and software improvement for customer protection and software industry integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on charging for major version updates and security patches while ensuring that update fraud would be concealed through false testing documentation and manipulated quality records that would indicate software improvement despite actual update content that introduced problems and vulnerabilities according to software fraud concealment and customer system endangerment techniques. The scheme extended to creating false quality assurance records and testing documentation while coordinating buggy updates with billing protocols to maximize update revenue, while concealing actual software quality and security status that would affect customer system stability and data security based on honest software practices and quality update delivery. The developer had also been manipulating update procedures and quality verification processes to maintain update fraud while avoiding software oversight and quality monitoring that would reveal update manipulation and quality violations that violated customer protection and software industry integrity standards. The buggy update fraud was discovered when users investigated software problems and discovered update-related issues evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and update manipulation that violated software development regulations and quality standards. Our 20th story comes from customers who discovered their tech company was billing for customer data protection while selling information to third parties, charging for privacy services and data security while monetizing customer information through data broker relationships, despite privacy agreements and protection procedures that guaranteed information security and data confidentiality according to data protection standards and privacy service requirements. The data protection billing operation involved targeted privacy fraud and data exploitation while maintaining enough legitimate privacy infrastructure to avoid immediate detection by privacy oversight and data monitoring that relied on honest data protection and privacy service delivery for customer protection and data security integrity. The company had been particularly focused on billing for enterprise data protection and premium privacy services while ensuring that protection fraud would be concealed through false security documentation and manipulated privacy records that would indicate data protection despite actual data selling that violated privacy agreements according to privacy fraud concealment and customer data exploitation techniques. The scheme extended to creating false data security records and protection documentation while coordinating data selling with privacy billing protocols to maximize data broker revenue while concealing actual data usage and protection status that would affect customer privacy and information security based on honest privacy practices and data protection delivery. The company had also been manipulating privacy procedures and protection verification processes to maintain billing fraud while avoiding privacy oversight and data monitoring that would reveal data manipulation and privacy violations that violated customer protection and data security integrity standards. The data protection billing fraud was discovered when customers investigated data broker sources and discovered company information connections, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive privacy fraud and data manipulation that violated data protection regulations and privacy service standards. Our 21st story comes from app users who discovered their app developer was charging for offline functionality that required constant internet connection, billing for offline features and local storage capabilities while maintaining app systems that failed without network connectivity despite offline agreements and functionality procedures that guaranteed internet-independent operation and local data access according to mobile app standards and offline functionality requirements. The offline dependency operation involved targeted functionality fraud and feature manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate app features to avoid immediate detection by app oversight and functionality monitoring that relied on honest offline delivery and internet-independent operation for customer protection and mobile app integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on billing for offline productivity tools and local storage features while ensuring that dependency fraud would be concealed through false functionality documentation and manipulated feature records that would indicate offline capability despite actual app requirements that demanded constant connectivity according to app fraud concealment and customer functionality deception techniques. The scheme extended to creating false offline testing records and functionality documentation while coordinating dependency requirements with offline billing protocols to maximize feature revenue while concealing actual connectivity requirements and offline limitations that would affect customer app usage and feature value based on honest app practices and offline functionality delivery. The developer had also been manipulating app procedures and offline verification processes to maintain dependency fraud while avoiding app oversight and functionality monitoring that would reveal functionality manipulation and offline violations that violated customer protection and mobile app integrity standards. The offline dependency fraud was discovered when users investigated connectivity requirements and discovered internet dependency evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive app fraud and functionality manipulation that violated mobile app regulations and offline functionality standards. Our 20-second story comes from customers who discovered their software company was billing for unlimited usage while secretly implementing usage caps, charging for unrestricted access and unlimited functionality, while enforcing hidden limitations that throttled performance and restricted usage despite unlimited agreements and access procedures that guaranteed unrestricted software usage and unlimited functionality according to software licensing standards and unlimited access requirements. The hidden cap operation involved targeted usage manipulation and access fraud, while maintaining enough legitimate software functionality to avoid immediate detection by licensing oversight and usage monitoring that relied on honest, unlimited access and unrestricted usage for customer protection and software industry integrity. The company had been particularly focused on implementing caps on expensive cloud services and data processing features while ensuring that limitation fraud would be concealed through false, unlimited documentation and manipulated usage records that would indicate unrestricted access despite actual usage limitations that violated unlimited agreements according to software fraud concealment and customer access restriction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false unlimited policy records and access documentation while coordinating usage caps with unlimited billing protocols to reduce service costs while concealing actual usage limitations and access restrictions that would affect customer software performance and unlimited benefits based on honest software practices and unlimited access delivery. The company had also been manipulating software procedures and usage verification processes to maintain cap fraud while avoiding licensing oversight and usage monitoring that would reveal usage manipulation and unlimited violations that violated customer protection and software industry integrity standards. The hidden cap fraud was discovered when customers investigated performance throttling and discovered usage limitation evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and access manipulation that violated software licensing regulations and unlimited access standards. Our 23rd story comes from customers who discovered their tech service provider was charging for 24/7 customer support while only providing business hours assistance, billing for round-the-clock technical support and emergency assistance, while maintaining support systems that operated on limited schedules despite support agreements, and availability procedures that guaranteed continuous assistance and emergency support according to technical support standards and customer service requirements. The limited hours operation involved targeted service manipulation and availability fraud while maintaining enough legitimate customer support to avoid immediate detection by service oversight and support monitoring that relied on honest availability and continuous assistance for customer protection and support industry integrity. The provider had been particularly focused on billing for emergency support and critical assistance while ensuring that availability fraud would be concealed through false support documentation and manipulated availability records that would indicate 24/7 operation despite actual support hours that violated service agreements according to support fraud concealment and customer abandonment techniques. The scheme extended to creating false availability records and support documentation while coordinating limited hours with 24/7 billing protocols to reduce support costs while concealing actual service availability and support limitations that would affect customer emergency assistance and technical support based on honest support practices and continuous availability delivery. The provider had also been manipulating support procedures and availability verification processes to maintain hours fraud while avoiding service oversight and support monitoring that would reveal availability manipulation and service violations that violated customer protection and support industry integrity standards. The limited hours fraud was discovered when customers investigated emergency support and discovered availability restriction evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive support fraud and availability manipulation that violated technical support regulations and customer service standards. Our 24th story comes from mobile users who discovered their mobile app developer was charging for photo storage while compressing images to unusable quality, billing for premium photo backup and high-quality image preservation while reducing image resolution and quality to save storage costs despite photo agreements and quality procedures that guaranteed image preservation and original quality maintenance, according to photo storage standards and image quality requirements. The photo compression operation involved targeted quality manipulation and storage fraud while maintaining enough legitimate photo features to avoid immediate detection by storage oversight and quality monitoring that relied on honest image preservation and quality maintenance for customer protection and photo storage integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on compressing expensive high-resolution photos and professional images while ensuring that compression fraud would be concealed through false quality documentation and manipulated storage records that would indicate original quality preservation despite actual image processing that destroyed photo quality according to app fraud concealment and customer photo destruction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false quality preservation records and storage documentation while coordinating photo compression with storage billing protocols to minimize storage costs while concealing actual image quality and preservation status. That would affect customer photo collections and storage value based on honest photo practices and quality preservation delivery. The developer had also been manipulating photo procedures and quality verification processes to maintain compression fraud, while avoiding storage oversight and quality monitoring that would reveal quality manipulation and storage violations that violated customer protection and photo storage integrity standards. The photo compression fraud was discovered when users investigated image quality and discovered compression degradation evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive photo fraud and quality manipulation that violated photo storage regulations and image quality standards. Our 25th story comes from software users who discovered their software company was billing for professional-grade tools while delivering hobbyist-level functionality, charging premium prices for advanced software capabilities while providing basic features and amateur-level tools despite professional agreements and capability procedures that guaranteed advanced functionality and professional-grade features according to professional software standards and tool capability requirements. The hobbyist functionality operation involved targeted capability manipulation and tool fraud while maintaining enough legitimate software features to avoid immediate detection by professional oversight and capability monitoring that relied on honest professional tool delivery and advanced functionality for customer protection and professional software integrity. The company had been particularly focused on billing for expensive professional design tools and advanced analysis features while ensuring that capability fraud would be concealed through false professional documentation and manipulated feature records that would indicate advanced functionality despite actual software limitations that provided only basic capabilities according to software fraud concealment and professional tool deception techniques. The scheme extended to creating false professional testing records and capability documentation while coordinating hobbyist functionality with professional billing protocols to maximize tool revenue while concealing actual software capabilities and professional limitations that would affect customer professional work and tool value based on honest software practices and professional tool delivery. The company had also been manipulating software procedures and capability verification processes to maintain functionality fraud while avoiding professional oversight and capability monitoring that would reveal capability manipulation and professional violations that violated customer protection and professional software integrity standards. The hobbyist functionality fraud was discovered when professionals investigated tool capabilities and discovered functionality limitation evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and capability manipulation that violated professional software regulations and tool capability standards. Our 26th story comes from customers who discovered their tech startup was charging for integration services while providing incompatible software interfaces, billing for seamless connectivity and system integration while maintaining software that failed to connect with other platforms despite integration agreements and compatibility procedures that guaranteed system connectivity and seamless integration according to software integration standards and compatibility requirements. The incompatible interface operation involved targeted integration fraud and compatibility manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate software functionality to avoid immediate detection by integration oversight and compatibility monitoring that relied on honest system connectivity and integration delivery for customer protection and software integration integrity. The startup had been particularly focused on billing for expensive enterprise integration and API connectivity while ensuring that compatibility fraud would be concealed through false integration documentation and manipulated connectivity records that would indicate system compatibility despite actual software interfaces that failed to integrate with other platforms according to software fraud concealment and system connectivity destruction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false compatibility testing records and integration documentation while coordinating incompatible interfaces with integration billing protocols to maximize integration revenue while concealing actual connectivity limitations and integration failures that would affect customer system connectivity and integration value based on honest software practices and compatible integration delivery. The startup had also been manipulating integration procedures and compatibility verification processes to maintain interface fraud while avoiding integration oversight and compatibility monitoring that would reveal integration manipulation and compatibility violations that violated customer protection and software integration integrity standards. The incompatible interface fraud was discovered when customers investigated system connectivity and discovered integration failure evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and integration manipulation that violated software integration regulations and compatibility standards. Our 27th story comes from app users who discovered their app developer was charging for productivity features while deliberately slowing app performance. Billing for enhanced functionality and improved efficiency while implementing performance throttling that reduced app speed and responsiveness despite productivity agreements and performance procedures that guaranteed enhanced efficiency and improved functionality according to productivity app standards and performance requirements. The performance throttling operation involved targeted efficiency manipulation and productivity fraud while maintaining enough legitimate app functionality to avoid immediate detection by performance oversight and efficiency monitoring that relied on honest performance delivery and productivity enhancement for customer protection and productivity app integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on throttling expensive productivity tools and professional features while ensuring that performance fraud would be concealed through false efficiency documentation and manipulated performance records that would indicate enhanced functionality despite actual app performance that reduced productivity and efficiency according to app fraud concealment and customer productivity destruction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false performance testing records and efficiency documentation while coordinating performance throttling with productivity billing protocols to reduce processing costs while concealing actual app performance and efficiency limitations that would affect customer productivity and feature value based on honest app practices and performance enhancement delivery. The developer had also been manipulating app procedures and performance verification processes to maintain throttling fraud while avoiding performance oversight and efficiency monitoring that would reveal performance manipulation and productivity violations that violated customer protection and productivity app integrity standards. The performance throttling fraud was discovered when users investigated app speed and discovered deliberate slowdown evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive app fraud and performance manipulation that violated productivity app regulations and performance standards. Our 28th story comes from customers who discovered their software company was billing for security protection while leaving customer data completely unencrypted, charging for data security and privacy protection while maintaining storage systems that provided no encryption or security measures despite security agreements and protection procedures that guaranteed data encryption and security protection, according to data security standards and privacy protection requirements. The unencrypted storage operation involved targeted security fraud and protection manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate software functionality to avoid immediate detection by security oversight and protection monitoring that relied on honest data encryption and security delivery for customer protection and data security integrity. The company had been particularly focused on billing for enterprise security and premium protection services while ensuring that security fraud would be concealed through false encryption documentation and manipulated security records that would indicate data protection despite actual storage systems that provided no security measures according to security fraud concealment and customer data endangerment techniques. The scheme extended to creating false security implementation records and protection documentation while coordinating unencrypted storage with security billing protocols to minimize security costs while concealing actual data protection and encryption status that would affect customer data security and privacy protection based on honest security practices and data encryption delivery. The company had also been manipulating security procedures and protection verification processes to maintain encryption fraud while avoiding security oversight and protection monitoring that would reveal security manipulation and protection violations that violated customer protection and data security integrity standards. The unencrypted storage fraud was discovered when customers investigated data security and discovered encryption absence evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive security fraud and protection manipulation that violated data security regulations and privacy protection standards. Our 29th story comes from customers who discovered their tech service provider was charging for guaranteed uptime while experiencing frequent service outages, billing for reliable service and continuous availability while maintaining infrastructure that regularly failed and caused service interruptions despite uptime agreements and reliability procedures that guaranteed service continuity and system availability according to service reliability standards and uptime guarantee requirements. The service outage operation involved targeted reliability fraud and uptime manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate service delivery to avoid immediate detection by reliability oversight and uptime monitoring that relied on honest service continuity and availability delivery for customer protection and service reliability integrity. The provider had been particularly focused on billing for premium uptime guarantees and enterprise reliability while ensuring that outage fraud would be concealed through false uptime documentation and manipulated availability records that would indicate service continuity despite actual service performance that violated reliability agreements according to service fraud concealment and customer availability destruction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false uptime monitoring records and reliability documentation while coordinating service outages with uptime billing protocols to reduce infrastructure costs, while concealing actual service reliability and availability limitations that would affect customer service continuity and uptime value based on honest service practices and reliability guarantee delivery. The provider had also been manipulating service procedures and uptime verification processes to maintain outage fraud while avoiding reliability oversight and uptime monitoring that would reveal reliability manipulation and service violations that violated customer protection and service reliability integrity standards. The service outage fraud was discovered when customers investigated uptime performance and discovered outage pattern evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive service fraud and reliability manipulation that violated service reliability regulations and uptime guarantee standards. Our 30th story comes from mobile users who discovered their mobile app company was billing for family sharing plans while restricting access to single users, charging for multi-user accounts and family functionality while enforcing user limitations that prevented family sharing and multi-account access despite family agreements, and sharing procedures that guaranteed multi-user access and family account functionality according to family app standards and sharing plan requirements. The single-user restriction operation involved targeted sharing fraud and access manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate app functionality to avoid immediate detection by sharing oversight and family monitoring that relied on honest multi-user access and family sharing delivery for customer protection and family app integrity. The company had been particularly focused on billing for expensive family plans and multi-user subscriptions while ensuring that restriction fraud would be concealed through false sharing documentation and manipulated family records that would indicate multi-user access despite actual app limitations that prevented family sharing according to app fraud concealment and family access restriction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false family sharing records and access documentation while coordinating single-user restrictions with family billing protocols to reduce account costs while concealing actual sharing limitations and family access restrictions that would affect customer family usage and sharing value based on honest app practices and family sharing delivery. The company had also been manipulating app procedures and sharing verification processes to maintain restriction fraud, while avoiding sharing oversight and family monitoring that would reveal sharing manipulation and family violations that violated customer protection and family app integrity standards. The single-user restriction fraud was discovered when families investigated sharing access and discovered restriction evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive app fraud and sharing manipulation that violated family app regulations and sharing plan standards. Our 31st story comes from software users who discovered their software developer was charging for customization options while providing only preset templates, billing for personalization features and custom configuration while maintaining software that offered no actual customization capabilities despite customization agreements and personalization procedures that guaranteed custom configuration and Personalization options according to customization software standards, and personalization requirements. The template limitation operation involved targeted customization fraud and personalization manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate software features to avoid immediate detection by customization oversight and personalization monitoring. That relied on honest customization delivery and personalization options for customer protection and customization software integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on billing for expensive customization tools and personalization features while ensuring that limitation fraud would be concealed through false customization documentation and manipulated personalization records that would indicate custom options despite actual software restrictions that provided only preset templates according to software fraud concealment and customer personalization restriction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false customization testing records and personalization documentation while coordinating template limitations with customization billing protocols to reduce development costs, while concealing actual customization capabilities and personalization limitations that would affect customer software personalization and customization value based on honest software practices and customization option delivery. The developer had also been manipulating software procedures and customization verification processes to maintain limitation fraud while avoiding customization oversight and personalization monitoring that would reveal customization manipulation and personalization violations that violated customer protection and customization software integrity standards. The template limitation fraud was discovered when users investigated customization options and discovered personalization restriction evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive software fraud and customization manipulation that violated customization software regulations and personalization standards. Our 30-second story comes from customers who discovered their tech company was billing for advanced analytics while providing basic counting statistics, charging for sophisticated data analysis and comprehensive reporting while delivering simple counting tools and basic statistics despite analytics agreements and analysis procedures that guaranteed advanced data processing and sophisticated analytics according to data analytics standards and analysis capability requirements. The basic statistics operation involved targeted analytics fraud and analysis manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate data features to avoid immediate detection by analytics oversight and analysis monitoring that relied on honest, advanced analytics delivery and sophisticated analysis for customer protection and analytics software integrity. The company had been particularly focused on billing for expensive business intelligence and advanced analytics tools while ensuring that analysis fraud would be concealed through false analytics documentation and manipulated analysis records that would indicate sophisticated processing despite actual software capabilities that provided only basic counting and simple statistics according to analytics fraud concealment and customer analysis limitation techniques. The scheme extended to creating false analytics testing records and analysis documentation while coordinating basic statistics with advanced billing protocols to reduce processing costs while concealing actual analytics capabilities and analysis limitations that would affect customer data analysis and analytics value based on honest analytics practices and advanced analysis delivery. The company had also been manipulating analytics procedures and analysis verification processes to maintain statistics fraud while avoiding analytics oversight and analysis monitoring that would reveal analytics manipulation and analysis violations that violated customer protection and analytics software integrity standards. The basic statistics fraud was discovered when customers investigated analytics capabilities and discovered analysis limitation evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive analytics fraud and analysis manipulation that violated data analytics regulations and analysis capability standards. Our 33rd story comes from app users who discovered their app developer was charging for cross-platform compatibility while supporting only single operating systems, billing for multi-platform functionality and universal app access, while maintaining software that operated exclusively on specific platforms despite compatibility agreements and platform procedures that guaranteed cross-platform operation and universal device support according to cross-platform app standards and compatibility requirements. The single-platform operation involved targeted compatibility fraud and platform manipulation while maintaining enough legitimate app functionality to avoid immediate detection by compatibility oversight and platform monitoring that relied on honest cross-platform delivery and universal compatibility for customer protection and cross-platform app integrity. The developer had been particularly focused on billing for expensive cross-platform development and universal compatibility while ensuring that platform fraud would be concealed through false compatibility documentation and manipulated platform records that would indicate multi-platform support despite actual app limitations that operated only on single operating systems according to app fraud concealment and customer platform restriction techniques. The scheme extended to creating false platform testing records and compatibility documentation while coordinating single-platform operation with cross-platform billing protocols to reduce development costs while concealing actual platform support and compatibility limitations that would affect customer device usage and platform value based on honest app practices and cross-platform compatibility delivery. The developer had also been manipulating app procedures and platform verification processes to maintain compatibility fraud while avoiding compatibility oversight and platform monitoring that would reveal platform manipulation and compatibility violations that violated customer protection and cross-platform app integrity standards. The single-platform fraud was discovered when users investigated device compatibility and discovered platform restriction evidence, leading to evidence that revealed comprehensive app fraud and compatibility manipulation that violated cross-platform app regulations and compatibility standards. As we conclude tonight's journey through these 33 technology company fraud stories, we're reminded that digital services and software applications, despite being essential tools in our modern lives, can sometimes harbor individuals who exploit trust and manipulate subscriptions. These tales from Reddit show us the importance of reading terms of service carefully, monitoring subscription charges, and researching software companies before making purchases. Whether you're choosing productivity apps, cloud storage services, or enterprise software, these stories serve as valuable reminders about protecting yourself from digital deception. Thank you for joining me tonight on Drowsy Tales Daily, and may these stories guide you into peaceful sleep with renewed awareness of technology industry pitfalls. Sweet dreams. And I'll see you tomorrow night for another collection of fascinating Reddit stories designed to help you drift off to sleep. Until then, sleep well and dream of honest software and trustworthy digital services.